So, Ozempic is trending, but shouldn't we be asking more questions around this, especially as a woman of color? I'm a Gujarati girl, and I always pause before jumping on every cool wellness trend because we don't actually know if a lot of these medications and fun, funky things that everyone's talking about have they really been tested on bodies like ours? That's the big question, right? So, who am I to bring this subject up? Well, my name is Kajal, and I'm a diabetic of 30 plus years. I'm a diabetes health and wellness coach, as well as a cultural wellness content creator. I don't feel like we have enough information around communities of color, and this is what I focus on, especially when it comes to mainstream wellness and health talks and medications. I also have a sportswear range and I focus on communities of color because I like to celebrate shape. I like to celebrate our journeys. And so my sportswear range actually goes up to 6XL because I want to celebrate women's curves and where we come from, the prince of fun. So that's where I come from, and this is my background. I've coached a number of women on how to navigate their weight, their wellness, and chronic conditions, particularly diabetes, while carrying cultural guilt, cultural nuances, which we may not necessarily have a lot of information about online. So I'm your big sister, here to help out. When I saw that this conversation around Ozempic was going from a type 2 diabetic drug medication to being a Hollywood slimming shot, I knew we had to have this conversation. So let's get into it. So, what is Ozempic? It's a semaglutide. It's a medication for type 2 diabetes, and it mimics a hormone, GLP-1, all these big fancy words, that helps control your blood sugar levels and slows down your digestive system. It was originally for diabetes, but now it's being widely used for off-label weight loss. Stat. In 2024, last year, 9 million prescriptions were given out in the US for Ozempic, but they were all for weight loss and not for diabetes. Ozempic was not made to control your waistline. Ozempic was made to control your blood sugars. So let's talk about the parts that no one talks about. I'm going to say it. The side effects. The side effects of Ozempic: nausea, constipation, hair thinning, muscle loss, and then regaining it all back on once you stop using it. And so that has a mental health effect as well, because now you're scared of eating because if you stop taking the medication, can you eat? What can you eat? There's a disconnection with your food, and that's not a good feeling either. So it's just a cycle that keeps on going. You want to eat, you take the jab, you get comfortable with the jab. Maybe you can't afford it. You need to stop it, something the doctor says, or you can't find it anymore if you're getting it on the side. And now you're like, can I eat? Can I not eat? And it's just going to propagate that really negative spiral. And that's not really what you want, do you? You want to have a healthy relationship with food. You can't not eat, and you can't expect a jab to just be a magic pill and say you can eat everything you want and then you're still going to be this small. Doesn't really make sense. But then guess what? Guess what? This is again what people don't talk about. The clinical trials for this weren't done on people like you and me. Only 6% of those it was tested on came from a background of being black. In terms of the whole group that was tested, only 43% were female. So imagine the predominant group of people Ozempic was tested on were white and Asian males. You mean to tell me in communities of color where we do have shape and we have high predisposition to having diabetes, and then there's all this stuff in mainstream media, Christina Aguilera and Busta Rhymes and all these people who are curvy and now, I'm not sure about Mindy Kaling, are now skinny within a quick span of time. Uh, it kind of shows that women of color want to use it because we have curves that a lot of times mainstream media are trying to get us to not have anymore, which goes against our culture because we're so used to having shape. And if you have shape, that means you're doing well in life. That means you're fertile. That means you're making money. These are the old ways of thinking, and now you want this jab to take it all away really quickly, but it wasn't tested on people like us. What are we doing? So, this is what I'm saying. I'm bringing up the topics that people are not talking about and the questions we're not asking. We should be asking these questions before we inject something that we don't know enough about. I mean, insulin is different because, for example, a person like me, I have to rely on it. It's a hormone that helps me regulate my blood sugars because my pancreas has stopped working, or the part of the pancreas has stopped working. But if you're doing this for cosmetic reasons or aesthetic reasons, your pancreas is doing its job. But this is from a metabolic point of view. You're messing up your metabolism with something that's not been tested for your body type, for your genetics. Uh, it's a bit scary. So, bringing up questions for you guys to ask. So, big question. If not Ozempic, then what? We go back to the original ways of nourishing our body. We need to eat for our blood sugars, not for Instagram. So, eat your carbs, but pair it with your proteins and your fats. Eat those first. Have your porridge with olive oil. I know it sounds weird. I have that. And you have a little bit of peanut butter in it. That fat's gonna wrap the carb. Have your goat stew and then have your rice or your shima or fufu. Have your paneer and then have your chapati. But don't go straight in for the chapati or the rice or the shima. You have to have your salad first. Balance it out because if you just rely on injection to do the job for you, but you're not exercising, you're not eating well, obviously when you stop using it, it's all going to come back onto your body, right? And meanwhile, you've lost all your muscle mass, so everything's going to come back as fat. These things will help you balance your sugars naturally. Obviously, if you need to take some medication, whether you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, type 1, type 2, but do your body a favor by making it easier so you're not relying on the medication. You see what I'm saying? I always harp on about movement. Movement doesn't have to be in the gym. Could be dancing, could be some yoga, some stretching, but allow your body to build its metabolism through exercise. And it doesn't have to be fantastical. I went for a run today. You don't have to go for a run. Go for a long walk. Jog on the spot. It doesn't have to be expensive either. But again, give your body a fighting chance because after every meal, if you go for a 10-minute walk, you help digest the food, the blood sugars balance out. Small things like this, after every meal, do that. 10 minutes after every meal throughout a day, that's 30 minutes already added up. It doesn't have to be difficult or rocket science or expensive, but these are things which will help you. It's not going to help if you have a burger after lunch, at lunch, and then just sit at your desk. And then you do this every day for 10 years. Yes, you are going to gain weight in all the wrong places. And then you have to expect an injection that's not been tested on you to then do the work for you when you could have just done 10 minutes or 15 minutes of a walk in your lunchtime for every day for 10 years, and you wouldn't really be paying the charges of getting an Ozempic pen because it looks cool over the counter or through someone. Do you know what I'm saying? So make it so easy for yourself. Dance, swim, do some Pilates, some yoga, stretch. Just move in your ancestral ways, your cultural ways, whatever makes you feel good, that makes you feel connected to your body, because your body's listening. As I keep saying, your little blood cells, body cells are all listening to you. They're like, she's giving us some love. She wants us to move. Let's work with her. And then I harp on about our cultural foods. There's a reason why our grandparents ate the way they did. Eat the whole foods, eat the cultural foods. There's nothing wrong with the cultural foods. It's the colonized English version of it that has a problem with our bodies. Eat the original ways. Just plate it with your veggies, plate it with your proteins. You don't want to erase your culture because if you do that, you erase your body too. So eat the way we've been taught, eat the way you've grown up, because that's what your genetics and your DNA and all your inside of your body, your spirit knows. But do it in an intellectual way. Have it with your proteins, have it with your veggies, have it with your good, healthy fats, and you're actually going to be so fine. Obviously, understand your portion control, etc. I'm not saying don't take your medication, but just apply a little bit of common sense and some intellect to the cultural ways, and you find a modern medium. You are going to do so great. You don't need to be thinner to be healthier. You need to be balanced to feel better. So, this isn't to judge anyone who's on Ozempic or trying it. I'm not saying that. I'm trying to bring up the conversation. We need to be asking more questions because we don't have enough data on bodies like ours to be getting too reliant on it. And the thing is, mainstream media and people around us, the world around us, makes us want to try all these cool wellness trends. But that kind of makes you think, are you not trusting your own body? And if you can come back to your own body, it'll be there for you. As I say, the little blood cells are listening. You just need to give your body a fighting chance. And if you're struggling with that, I have a free wellness tracker in the description below. It's easy peasy. It helps you track little, small, cultural, healthy, practical little tips and tricks you can do for 21 days. And that's how a habit sticks. You need 21 days. So if you need a little nudge in the right direction, you don't know where to start, it's free, it's down there. Please download it. It would be so helpful to you. And a lot of it is stuff that I've learned in my 30 years of being a diabetic, but also being an Indian diabetic and balancing between my culture and also what I've been told by doctors. So everything I've learned, I'm helping you with that because remember, you're not a before and after photo. You are a living, breathing human being and you deserve to be treated that way, even by yourself. So I'm here, happy to help you by you liking, subscribing, downloading, being here, listening. You're helping me. So I'll see you next time. Bye.